Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. So this and full moon has a lot of potency to it. I do feel like it is going to be a very significant shift and change. I feel a lot of things happening. I almost feel this whirlwind of things coming out of nowhere. Like everything, if you've been feeling like things haven't been happening, it feels to me like there's a lot of things going to start happening all at one time. I do feel some of these things are meant to be like the winds have changed because it does feel very windy for whatever reason that is. It feels like it's like the wind is coming through and taking out anything that is no longer serving and allowing new things to flow in. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's see what energies are popping up for you. Hard work, your hard work is paying off. This is new moon in Capricorn. So this could be a midway check-in for you from the new moon that we had in Capricorn 6 months ago, where, like I said, where there's this evaluation where you're recognizing things that are aligned, things that are not aligned, where you're able to move away from that energy. Confidence is your key to success. So I feel like this is confidence in your choices and your decisions, using that discernment, trusting your intuition, knowing what's working, what is not, and not being afraid to take action accordingly is how I'm feeling with this. So I kind of feel it's very powerful, and this is also a new moon. So we got two new moons. I feel like the new moon in Leo and the new moon in Capricorn. So it's interesting. The new moon in Leo will be taking place um, in, I believe it's mid-August, some first week or second week of August, somewhere around there. I do feel that this is where you can really see some of the things that are taking place starting now with this full moon, things that are falling away, where you can see where it's allowed that space and opportunity to open up and make way for new opportunities, new growth, new expansion. I'm feeling like seeds are being planted. So whatever this whirlwind of activity is, I feel although it may be a little challenging at times, I do feel like it is for a greater good, and I feel like you'll recognize the more, the bigger meaning of it when, as we're moving through Cancer season, going into Leo season. We do have Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, the planet of growth, expansion, and higher learning. Fire energy again moving into the sign of Leo, so that will be happening in the very near future. We also have the South Node moving into Leo as well. And when that shows up, it's kind of like, again, South Node is where we release things. So the first card showing up, speak from your heart and be free, express your emotions. So I feel like somebody's really going to be standing 10 toes down, knowing what they want, what they desire, and taking actions accordingly. Like I really feel like I feel strong confidence right now. I feel very empowered, this feeling of being very empowered. Look at this treasure of abundance. So I do feel like there is this recognition and realization of the growth, the expansion, the desired outcome, and really being honest about what is not in alignment to either receive that, to achieve that, or what is just blocks standing in the way of all of that. So the next card that comes out is delightful intimacy. I mean, I can see this in two different ways. The first thing I felt when I seen two people walking together right there was I felt like this was a coming together of something. I feel like there could be a deepening and a strengthening of some bonds. It doesn't have to be with an intimate partner, but I do feel there's intimacy involved in this, and I feel like that's about being connected and in alignment with on a deeper basis, right, than the just surface connections or surface. Um, yeah, I just feel connections and partnerships and whatever it is. Next card that comes out is peace of mind. I love to see this as well because I feel like this Scorpio is really heading in the right direction. I'm not saying it doesn't come with no challenges, because I do feel challenges will be associated with this, like that whirlwind of change, the recognizing what's time to be released and let go, and being able to move forward, right? And that does sometimes create some challenges. Sometimes, I was talking about the South Node going into Leo, right? And the South Node is what's familiar. It's what we know. It's a comfort zone. It's kind of like a security or a safety blanket. And the North Node, which is heading into Aquarius, right? At the same time that the North Node will be going in, the South Node will be going into Leo, and the North Node will be going into Aquarius. And I kind of feel, the North Node is stepping out of our comfort zone. It's entering uncharted territory. So I feel like this is somebody really empowered and confident and taking the steps into the unknown, is how I'm feeling. And the next card that I don't know if you heard it, but it fell right out. Redirect your fire. I think there's a nothing is perfect at the bottom of the deck. Um, I feel like this is that, the this, they have the evil eye thing, like it's a protection from evil eye. So I do feel like there is a protection. I'm also feeling with this nothing is perfect that there is this energy. It feels like to me about not being so hard on yourself or judgmental on yourself or something like that as you're walking into, like, I feel uncharted territory. I feel like you do have the courage and confidence to take these steps. I feel like you have the strength to go and achieve all of this. But doesn't mean that we don't feel, like, some fears pull up, or some insecurities creep up, or things like that. But it's about mastering those, right? Not allowing those fears and insecurities to be the ruler of the actions you take, the direction you go, the things you want to achieve. It's about, harnessing those energies and, keeping them in check. That helps you to proceed and move forward. So let's grab some clarifying energy, and right away, look at this. Ten of Fire, and I absolutely love this Ten of Fire. The Ten of Wands, and this is the same thing. In this deck, it's a Ten of Fire. But the Ten of Wands typically talks about being weighted down, being burdened, carrying a very heavy load. In this specific deck, this Ten of Fire is talking about burning off that old cycle. You can see it's all these contracts, right? All these things maybe you've been committed to, or whatever it is, tied to, tethered to, whatever that is. I feel like that old cycle, you're burning that cycle away. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot. That is about moving forward. I am recognizing where, that white horse is straight ahead, focused on the future. And then you see this horse right here, it kind of feels like there's something off to the side, distracting, right? The forward movement. So do be mindful of that. If you recognize, this is just a distraction. This is just trying to get me wasting my time, energy, and effort into something that is no way, shape, or form in alignment with where I'm going, what I'm doing. And I feel like it's taking away from your focus and determination on this movement forward. So just, forewarned is forearmed. So I'm just saying, again, movement forward. You can see that with the Ten of Fire and the Three of Fire, this is moving forward, and it's going right towards direct that fire. Like, I do feel there is, Three of Fire talks about heading towards your ships coming in. It's turning your back on the past. It's, and even when you look at the back, right, it's kind of like they've got the past blocked off, right? Transformation is at the bottom of the deck. I feel something pretty significant is shifting, changing, and there is a transformation. That is your energy, Scorpio, the transformation card. There is this completing out, and I've seen that twice with the transformation card is the death card. There is this ending of an old cycle that's being burned away. And I, again, immediately when I sat down to do this reading, that's the first energy, like the whirlwind, the winds of change are here, and carrying away all that dead debris, all that debris that is no longer serving, so that the fresh new life can grow. And I feel like this is a big full moon for that for you, Scorpio. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get some more cards out and see what's happening here. All right, let's see. So 10 of fire to the 3 of fire, both heading towards the redirect your fire. A lot of fire, a lot of action. You can check in your chart as well. Mars, the planet of action, right? The ruling planet of Mars, the warrior energy, the determined energy, the action energy. That is heading into Gemini at this same time frame. There is so much happening with the shifts and changes. Like I said, the day of the full moon, we got the full moon, we got Mercury stationed to retrograde, we got Mars moving into Gemini, heading right in the direction of Uranus, which is radical shifts and changes, unexpected things coming up and coming out of the blue. We also have Jupiter getting ready to leave the sign of Cancer and enter into the sign of Leo the very next day. So big, huge shifts and changes. I also see when I was looking at the chart where the vortex was sitting right next to the moon. So this is when I say expect the unexpected, I absolutely can see this coming through. Look at this, 10 of water, going from the 10 of fire and leaving that behind, burning that off, heading in the direction to the 10 of water. This is ultimate peace, joy, happiness, and we did see that card out here somewhere, didn't we? Yes, right there. We did. Peace of mind, right? This is heading towards that emotional fulfillment, that joy, that happiness, the abundance when it comes to success, that sort of energy. So this is a big power play when it comes to ascension. I feel for you, Scorpio, we did see that transformation. If I feel like if you've been going through something, we talk about the death card talks about rising from the ashes, right? That's Scorpio energy when you're going through something, an old transfer, going through a transformation and then rising from the ashes. Would be that time, I feel. Next card is the Four of Air. So this card is very interesting to me. Seven, I was going to say, it's very interesting to me the way it showed up right there. But then I look at the bottom of the deck and I see this Seven of Earth. So I do want to talk about this Four of Air. Four of Air talks about putting something to rest. It talks about taking the time out to take a break, to rest, recharge, relax, things like that. The way I'm seeing it show up, it almost feels like something wants to plop itself down in the path forward. So I did see that distraction card back there a little while ago with the Chariot card. I do want to again issue that reminder of being, if something's trying to slow you down, stop you, and it's even if you need time out, like if you need a break from something, take the break from something, right? People don't have to like it. You don't have to care. I mean, it's all a matter of what you're prioritizing, and I'm really hoping and feeling like you're going to prioritize yourself. But with the Seven of Earth on the bottom of the deck, it's really bringing the vibe of being mindful of what you're investing your time, energy, and effort into. And I kind of feel like there's something that wants to distract you from that focus, from that investment, from you, pouring into yourself. I want to see what's underneath it. Yes, look at this, look at this. I was like, what's underneath all of that? So there was the Seven of Earth where I'm talking about investing your time, energy, and effort. And then there is, because I felt like it had something to do with this block, this distraction. And we got the Five of Earth. So the Five of Earth talks about, a challenge, overcoming a challenge. And I feel like this is, Five of Earth is often like a lack, right? And I kind of feel there's an energy that is interested in blocking you I kind of feel they feel better when you're down and out or not accomplishing or succeeding in some sort, like there's some sort of lack, whether it be emotional fulfillment or whatever it is. But then it goes right to the six of earth. So I'm feeling, and then look, I like this five, six, seven, because that says to me that you're recognizing the block for what it is. You are not allowing that to bring about any distractions or imbalance, like you're going to ground yourself and ultimately reach that top of that mountain. Very, very good energy. And underneath that was the transformation card again. I feel like if you've been a person who has always been a people pleaser, go along to get along, I mean, I don't really know a lot of, I mean, I know some that would do, but like I kind of feel like you have mastered the realm of boundaries, of being able and confident, having the strength, courage, and confidence to say no, to have those boundaries and force them boundaries and moving forward from there. Like I feel like you're no longer putting yourself on a back burner. Again, I'm talking to high vibrational Scorpios. I can feel that, and I almost can feel a low vibrational Scorpio watching this, and ego was the first thing that I could feel rise up, and it's like, no, this reading's not for you. This reading's not for you. Um, and there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And, this South Node in the sign of Leo will definitely be tearing down some egos. So that'll be something interesting to see. But anyhow, I'm going to stick with the high vibrational Scorpios that this message is for. Let's take a look at what messages want to come out from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. Again, take what resonates, release what doesn't. First card that shows up is Truth. I have not seen this card come out in any readings, but it kept in my, like, I kept feeling this card. I kept visualizing this card. There's the truth, and every time I would visualize this when I was meditating, I kept thinking, like, there is that almighty eye in the sky that, on the physical realm, maybe people do things, right? Like, and think they never get caught or they don't ever get seen. But to me, this is like they get caught, they get seen, the truth is brought. Again, I'm seeing these two people. This gives me that feel of Gemini energy. So again, I was talking about Mars going into Gemini. This is where you could really see when it meets up with that Uranus, this radical shift and change that takes place, when truths are revealed. There's reflection on the bottom of the deck. So I'm giving, I kind of feel whoever this reading is going to resonate with, you've known something, but like you know what you know without knowing how you know it, but you've never had the physical validation. And I kind of feel you're getting that. That's what I feel with all of this. I feel like you are getting that, and it's going to be very beneficial for you. The next card we have is the Kindred Spirits. I love to see the butterflies sitting up there, because to me this talks about that transformation, and now you're ready to take flight. You're no longer in that cocoon, right? You're no longer going through that metamorphosis. You're that phoenix rising. I feel like you're also going to be coming into alignment with more of your soul tribe, right? Innocence, fresh starts, new beginnings, painting or writing new chapters, writing a whole new book of your life or something like that is what this feels like, and it feels very nice. Like, this is, I would have to say right now, this feels like the best reading I've done out of all the ones I've done so far. It feels so fantastic. I really strongly believe and feel like whoever is this message is for, you're a very high vibrational Scorpio. You have a lot of depth to you. We talked about the depth up there. Scorpio is that energy. They're they do. You can have deep conversations, deep connections with Scorpios, and that sort of energy. And I kind of feel like maybe someone didn't value that, appreciate that, thought they could one up you on something or get something over on you, which is an absolute crazy thing to be thinking. Again, I keep having this low vibe in Scorpio pop into my energy field, and it feels like, no, yes, you can be sneaky, right? You can keep things very well hidden, but they will always rise to the surface. So I see this perception. There is a shift and a change, I feel, in the way you look at things, the way I kind of feel it's more direct and like the way you see someone is how I'm feeling. Wow, power at the bottom. I said I felt very powerful energy. I've seen it with that Leo energy too. This is someone stepping into their power, and where someone may have thought you were meek and mild, I feel like they're about ready to look at you, get a whole new perception of you, right? Where they're going to recognize they mistook your kindness for weakness, and they're going to see the powerhouse that you are. I feel like it's going to be, that's the truth. That's what they're going to see. That's what's going to be shown is how I'm feeling. Let me grab a couple more cards and we'll end this expression. Oh yeah, look, butterflies again. Yeah, I feel like you're coming out of this. Like I said, I felt that metamorphosis going from that caterpillar to that butterfly. I feel like you're going to be very, maybe you haven't been very vocal, maybe you haven't spoke up very much, or you did, but you were keeping it maintained. I kind of feel like somebody's going, people are going to be looking at you like, what is going on? What has happened to that person? I feel like you're no longer going to play small or keep, your feelings, your thoughts, your whatever to yourself anymore. I kind of feel like this is somebody you could do it just as gracefully. I feel that gracefully put someone right in check real quick, and those words might hurt, offend. I feel more like destroy an ego, but anyhow, that's how I feel. I kind of feel like this is what's about to come through as this Phoenix rising energy. All right, let's grab one more card. Nature. Nature. Get out in nature, bask in nature, be mindful of the signs and synchronicities. And at the bottom of the deck is the card of intentions. Your intention really is the catalyst for everything that has to do with the law of attraction, right? When you have an intention to be spiteful and vindictive because you're mad, hurt, whatever, right? Your intention is a low vibrational energy. You will receive that back, right? When your intention is from a genuine, sincere, heartfelt place, that is an entirely different story. You will, well, it's not an entirely different story. It's the same story, but you're going to, that law of attraction will attract back to you that higher vibrational frequency versus the lower vibrational frequency. So to whoever the low vibrational Scorpio is that I feel is going to be watching this, do the shadow work, go within, do some discovery, self-discovery, heal your heart, heal whatever wounds you have that make you lash out and go around stinging people, being mean, and that sort of thing, so that you can come out of that cycle and enter into another cycle. Set the intention to do the right thing and be a person of integrity, decency, truth, um, and change everything around you. I hope this serves you well. To all you high vibing Scorpios, I send you much love and light. Have a great day.